Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Friendly Potato here, glad to have you back here with me. Personally, I love October. It's my favorite month of the year. It's when we get to celebrate Halloween. I've always loved Halloween growing up and still do. Still decorate for it every year and love everything about it. The pumpkins, the spooky decorations, I just really love it. And what I love more is when we have two releases right at the end of the month that I am super excited for. So today I just want to talk about Arc Raiders and the Outer Worlds that are upcoming. Give you guys my personal thoughts and why I'm so excited for these and why I believe that you should get your hands on them. So we'll get started with what is releasing first. On October 29th of this month, we have the Outer Worlds 2 coming to PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox. I believe this one will be available on Game Pass, if I'm not mistaken. If you didn't play or finish the last one, don't worry. This one is in a new star system, kind of just a new story that you can jump right into. So don't feel discouraged if you feel like you might not know enough to play it. Definitely not the case. You'll be able to jump right into this one. I did play the first game briefly. I did like my time with it, but I didn't get fully drawn into it. But from the early previews of the sequel from Obsidian, development studio I greatly respect, it does seem like there's better gunplay and more immersive environments, and the perk system really seems interesting in this one. Basically, there are some unique perks in this one where you have something that will give you an advantage, but there's also a disadvantage. So, for instance, I think one's called Weak Knees, where you can crouch and move much faster. However, if you stand up, your knees make a snapping sound, and it'll alert enemies around you. So you can have that perk and get the benefits from it, but you'll have that negative to look out for. Some of these are pretty unique and funny that I think it's just a nice touch to this game. So really excited to jump into this one, hopefully get pulled into the story a little bit more. And based on some of the early reviews on some of the first few hours that some people have had the opportunity to play, it does seem like this one's stacking up to be a pretty good RPG. And if you're anything like me, you can't go wrong with even a half-decent RPG. So especially when it's space-themed, if you were disappointed by Starfield, really looking for something to scratch the sci-fi itch, maybe this is the one that you can jump into. So keep your eyes out for the Outer Worlds 2 coming out October 29th. I will definitely be jumping in and playing, so expect some content on that one. Next up, and personally my more anticipated game coming out, is actually Arc Raiders, which will release one day before Halloween on October 30th for PC, PS5, and Xbox. Don't believe this one will be available on Game Pass. I could be wrong there, but still worth taking a look, especially if you jumped into that playtest or the server slam. If you liked what you saw there, more than likely you're going to want to pick this one up. About a $40 price point, depending on your local currency, but the developers did indicate they moved away from the free-to-play model when they transitioned this game from an initial PvE to the PvPvE extraction shooter that we're now knowing Arc Raiders to be. I've been following this one from Embark Studios for a little while now, back when it was in its initial PvE stage, kind of that looter shooter. I think the talent at Embark Studios is world class. They showed us the finals and the technology behind that game, some of the destruction and AI even used in the game, I think is the better use of AI. I'm personally not a fan of artificial intelligence or machine learning being used in any creative space, and that includes gaming, because I think there's a lot of creativity that's poured into games. However, when developers like Embark take it and use it for actually improving specific systems or enhancing the game without taking away a job specifically, I think that it's okay. And in the finals, I know we had the kind of game show element where we had some narration. I think it was really unique that you didn't really see anywhere else, and it really made that game feel unique. So definitely a fun one, and you'd think Arc Raiders, also coming from them, would definitely have another fun game loop. Well, you're definitely right. This one, again, does use AI and machine learning, but again, for a specifically unique reason of training the enemy AI. They actually did not do any hand animations for any of the Arc that you'll face. While topside, the Arc were actually trained using machine learning, learning how to walk, learning how to react to objects, and then players, and that really all leads to what feels like an absolutely real experience when you go topside, because these AI Arc that took over the world are coming after you, and they're actually using AI, so it does make it feel exactly like it would. They react in unique ways to you, and every encounter is going to be just slightly different. And what I noticed through the playtest, which you've seen some footage of that sprinkled throughout here, is that the enemies are difficult. It's not like something like the Cycle Frontier, where most enemies were no problem, besides a few in some of the higher zones. These enemies pack a punch, and you're really going to need to be prepared to take them on. I think in the extraction shooter area, this really works well because it feels like you do have to do whatever it takes to get up there, get the loot you need, and extract. If you want to keep your haul, maybe you have to avoid some of the arc and really pick your battles. It's relieving when there's a game where you can't just jump in and be able to knock down every enemy that comes your way. Sometimes it's smarter to avoid. Maybe you have to team up with others. I think Arc Raiders has that unique element to it. And I just want to call out one element of the immersion. I think the theme, sound design, and art style, everything about this game that I experienced during the Server Slam was just incredible. It feels so real. You really get that immersive experience when you go topside during one of your runs. So yeah, I've been following this for a while. I saw it switch to the PvPvE extraction. At first I was a little hesitant because it's not generally my type of game, but after playing the Server Slam this past weekend, I'm super excited for Arc Raiders to release on October 30th, and I can imagine I'm going to be sinking a lot of time into it, so expect some content on that soon. So yeah, there you have it. 2 very different but equally exciting games dropping at the end of October here. Definitely be covering both on the channel. Expect some first look, first impression content once they're out. Let me know in the comments which one you're more excited for. Are you into the extraction shooters like Arc Raiders, or more on the narrative RPG side of Outer Worlds 2? Don't forget to like and subscribe if you've enjoyed. Hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of my post-launch content on these. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.